presentation is called The Science of Healing, a unique convergence of science and spirituality. I present some really easy tools for people to actually see their own energy field and learn what their body's trying to tell them. Although we will be discussing the chakras because what they'll be seeing directly relates to them, this is not your typical chakra class, so it really doesn't overlap with others in the healing arts. What I'll be bringing to the forefront is sort of an elevated look at biofield sciences overall. The term biofield was coined in 1994 by the National Institute of Health. It's recognized as a subtle energy system, not necessarily electromagnetic, that surrounds and pervades living things. I'll speak to the work of two of the leading scientists in biofield science, and one of them is Eileen Day McCusick of the Biofield Tuning Institute and author of Tuning the Human Biofield, as it's her map of the human biofield that's setting the tone and standards that help show us how healing happens and why it happens. And many studies are being done with the work that Eileen does in tuning forks and the work of another scientist I'm about to show you. And next is the work of my good friend and colleague, Dr. Thornton Streeter, who runs the Center for Biofield Sciences in India, the UK, and the Multiversity in Colorado. The Multiversity is a place where healers can share their technology, and we can test it with Dr. Streeter's technology called the Biofield Viewer. Biofield Viewer is not an aura camera, but rather captures the entire 5 feet or so around any living system or their biofield or energy field. I'll show transfers of energy between two individuals, energy field technologies of the past, present, and future. We'll talk a little bit about plasma, biophotons, and how we're all made of light. I'll share some of the work that's been done in the past, and we'll also look at a live healing take place. While showing the photographs with these pinks and reds in the energy field, we'll also look at the energy field and the chakra system, and I'll explain what we're seeing as we're looking at these photographs. Meanwhile, I'll have a full-size 5-foot map so I can talk about where we see our emotions and where we can see the leaking of our life force, or what we call venting. And so we'll just talk about the things that Biofield Viewer can do and see. Willing participants will then be invited to come up and take a look at their own chakra system. And again, if willing, I will share what we see. Once people are able to see their energy field and we identify some issues, again, any willing participants are going to get a chance to sit in the chair, and I'm going to take my tuning fork and I'm going to allow others to listen to what it is we've seen. So the work of Eileen McCusick and her biofield tuning, where she actually is able to find the energy of sadness or grief or stuckness out in the standing waves of the human energy field, and literally like a click, drag, and drop system can bring those back to the chakra and make a person whole. And the work that she's doing is amazing, so I'm going to allow people to hear what frustration sounds like, hear maybe what grief sounds like, all depending on what we find in people's fields. Get an education into what their anatomy of their biofield really is, and how they can help their health with some very simple and easy technology. The Mindset Reset is a really engaging workshop where a person will learn why they get stuck in their own head, how to stop procrastination, and I teach 3 really easy and simple tools that they can pull out at any time that they find themselves procrastinating or stuck. So just like the workshop previously helps to reset the body and the emotions to factory settings, this is a great adjunct that really helps a person have a few easy tools in their pocket. So if they're trying to change habits, it's going to be the new year. I do this every new year. This is typically the first workshop I do to set people right for actually making and keeping those resolutions. We talk a lot about how emotions get in the way and that human beings have some basic human needs, or what they're called the 6 basic human needs as defined by Tony Robbins. And I studied under Joseph McClendon III, who was a partner of Tony Robbins for many years, and they remain good friends to this day. We begin with a little bit of an assessment. So each person gets to score themselves from 1 to 10 on where they are on each of these 6 places in their life. We also talk about how every behavior is preceded by an emotion, and most of the time people act out of emotion instead of out of planned action. I ask everybody to be open to try a new approach, and then I teach 3 really simple tools. The stop technique, which helps interrupt simple emotional and thought patterns, and I share Mel Robbins' 5-second rule. Then comes the fun part. Participants get to put their motivation on a mission by determining who they really are and what they really stand for. On a whiteboard, everybody in the workshop comes up with adjectives that could describe a virtue or a characteristic of themselves or another. Then I share mine and can tie it back to how what I have ordained has actually happened. This can be tied in with a vision board, but the vision board, when included, usually takes 4 hours or longer, so I have not been combining them in the past couple of years. As a life coach, I can teach anything that has to do with changing mindset, whether it's food, relationships, career, or any of those things. And I've written a couple of books. One of them is Time for Change, which is about changing mindset around food. In a short ebook I wrote for my website, I can also speak to how to choose a probiotic and why the way we choose them currently is really not helping our health. And as a gut intelligence coach, I can speak to leaky gut, digestive challenges, even autoimmunity, and how to reverse it as I did myself. For anyone interested in the keto diet, keto vegetarian, or keto vegan, I've been a keto coach for about the last 10 years and can help people through the struggles if they are trying to change their blood sugar or try to reverse diabetes or want to lose some weight. And I teach how to do this correctly and safely and what to look for, how to test, etc. And another really popular class that I teach is how to choose a supplement and why you might be throwing your money down the drain. And that class goes over what a synthetic supplement looks like, what the label says, how to choose real active forms of supplements, why certain cheap vitamins don't work, and why we really should be getting most of our nutrition from our food. But when we do need to take a supplement, what companies are reputable and how to spend your money wisely. I've also had the great fortune to work with another biofield scientist named Tom Palladino of Scalar Light. Tom works with scalar energy and followed the work of Nikola Tesla, and of course uses an energy that is not of the electromagnetic spectrum. In Tom's 30 years of independent research, he has been able to target over 400,000 germs and destroy them and literally break them apart so they no longer exist in the human body. And he does this in an amazingly simple way. We only use a photograph. Tom offers complimentary 15 to 30-day sessions of all of his programs, so I can get anyone that walks through your door a 15 or 30-day trial of the standard scalar sessions, or an endorphin and neurotransmitter trial, a fat metabolism trial. And what Tom's been able to do is increase intracellular nutrition, balance the chakras, destroy pathogens, remineralize a person remotely, and all we need is a photograph. So it's pretty amazing technology, all based on the energy field and energy field sciences. And he does offer those free trials. I can not only speak to Scalar Light, but I can also bring Tom Palladino up to do his own talk, as well as any of the other people in the biofield sciences that I mentioned previously in this video. So if you're interested in doing something that's not on here, I can certainly do that as well. but I can speak to about any topic, mind, body, and many on spirit. So, again, this is Sandra Miller, and I would love to share what I've learned over the last 30 years with our community. And thanks for the opportunity.